Menandi. How are you?
Good on you.
Good, good. So please tell us a bit about yourself and where you are.
Okay, so I am Menandi and I am 23 years old. And I am in Glen Ellen. It's like about 30 minutes from Chicago downtown. So
Okay.
far I've been here for about 6 months now, going for my 7th month. And so far it's been a great experience. Like, it's been awesome. And of course, like, I remember the first time I got here, it was like super cold because I got here in like the middle of the
The
winter. So
winter.
it was like super cold. I remember walking out of the airport and just like that cold hitting me right in the face. But it was very fun seeing snow for the first time in my life and just experience that whole thing in playing in snow. It's way different than you would think in your mind, actually. I actually got used to the cold. So afterwards it got fun and we just played in the snow, and then it got summer. It's also very, very hot here. Like, the humidity is crazy high, but it's something to get used to.
Okay.
But so far it's been really great. And yes, in the beginning it was kind of like, it was like a good scared, you don't know what to expect. And you are like, am I gonna fit in with the family and everything? And like, the first minute I got here, like, the family made me feel so at home. And
Oh, that's
it
fantastic.
was just, it was great. They were like real parents basically, and they're still like my real parents. They're so, they take care of me so much, and they are really interested in my life. And they're not just like, throw me one side and do whatever you
You're
do.
the au pair. Yeah, you're the au
Yeah,
pair.
yeah, they like include me into everything, and like anywhere they go, they want me to go with them. It's super fun, and I couldn't have asked for a better host family. And I will absolutely definitely do this again, and I would recommend this to other girls as well. The positive thing about this is you get to see America. I mean,
That's so nice.
that's
How
all.
many places have you seen since you've been there? Have you traveled a little bit? I know with COVID it's a bit difficult to see everything and do everything, but were you able to explore and see other places while you've been there?
Yes, I have been. Like I said, it was hard in the beginning when I got here because I got here in the middle of lockdown.
Yeah.
So it was still, everything was basically still closed.
Yeah.
But as soon as it got to summer, we kind of started to travel again. So I've been at Florida, and
Wow.
I've been at Wisconsin. I've been at Atlanta and Georgia.
Okay, that's
I've been in Michigan,
right.
and I've been in Cincinnati.
Oh wow. Okay, so that's
And
cool. That's been a few. Like you've marked them.
yeah,
Like you have them. That's so cool. So
yeah.
Melania, I have to ask you a question. This past Sunday, it was 4th of July. How was it to
Mm.
experience your first 4th of July American style? Like how was that?
Well, that was insane. Like,
Really?
you always like, is it really like a big deal here? And it's like, yeah, it's like
Big
a
deal.
big deal. You're like, everyone is like crazy about 4th of July. It's like parades everywhere, and it's a ton of fireworks. I mean, and it goes on for hours.
Oh really? Is it
Beautiful
long?
fireworks.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
like, even like we went to Lake Michigan on 4th of
Okay.
July with my family, and we took out the boat, and we were just like on the beach of Lake Michigan. It's like that lake is like massive. It looks like an ocean.
Summer vibe.
And it has like beaches and stuff. So
Wow.
like even beach sands and everything. So that was cool. So we just like stood on the beach looking at the fireworks shooting out. It was insanely beautiful. And there was like a parade walking down the street earlier in the morning.
Oh wow.
And yeah, and like, I remember later the night we drove home, like I think at like 11 p.m. and there was like still all the way from Michigan until Chicago back here. It was like fireworks
Really?
all the way back. So, and it was like until I think 12 p.m. until there was still fireworks going off.
So
So
they
it was
really
insane.
celebrate.
And Yeah, and everyone is like wearing the USA
I really
clothes. My host family said they've never seen the beach so busy ever.
everybody needed to get out after lockdown.
Yes, yes. I know in South Africa it's a little bit harder, and I know
Yeah.
you are on lockdown again and everything,
Yes.
but here everything is like everything is back open again. I mean, we can go watch concerts. Like 2 weeks ago, back in Chicago downtown, we went
Oh
to
my
look at a
gosh.
DJ. So it's like everything is back to normal. And I mean, I know there's an orchestra that's going to play at Millennium Park, that stage, and
So
so
cool.
that is great.
Hearing you talk about this stuff, I'm like, I should apply again. I should go again. It's time to go again. But on that note, Menandi, if you're finished with America when you're done, would you go au pair in another country, or you're like, now I'm coming back? What's your plan?
Yeah, so basically that is my plan at this moment, to go after I'm done here in America. So I want to do another year in America. Like,
Yeah.
then I want to go up here in Europe. So
Nice.
so that's my plan. I don't like have really a specific area where I want to go up here.
It is also nice to have that mindset, is to go wherever family is for me, because I think sometimes girls are like, I want to go to, like where you are, to Chicago,
Yeah.
New York, and it's like, that's maybe not where your family is. Like, you have to be a little bit more open.
Yeah.
How did you decide to go au pair overseas, and how did you pick Carla's au pairs?
I've actually au paired. I've been doing it for a while in South Africa.
Yeah.
I think I've in South Africa I did it for about 3 to 4 years.
Good experience.
Where I just looked after kids, and some family member kids where they wanted to go away somewhere, and I would take care of them and stuff like that. And then I also stayed with families in South Africa. So I kind of like got that experience from the beginning, where I stayed with a family in their house. And then I'm like, okay, I've always wanted to see the world. Like, that's always been on my bucket list, you can say.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let me see, why don't I just go and au pair like overseas. Like, first I wanted to do actually like other work, maybe overseas and stuff. And I'm like, well, no, I have like experience in au pair, like why not just do that? And I know a lot about it, and I've experienced a lot of that, so that's more like my comfort zone. So I'm like, why don't I just do that? And then I remember I think I went on Facebook and then I just scrolled. I didn't like specifically even look for an agency. And then on my Facebook wall there came a pop-up for Carla's au pair. And I can't even remember who posted it at all. I just saw it on my Facebook wall, and I just clicked on it and I went into it. And I'm like, I went through it and I look, and I'm like, oh, this sounds cool. And I'm like, okay, why not? And then I sent in my application, and and that's when I met up with Anli. And
if you went earlier, you might not have found this family where you're so happy, and you would not have been with them.
Exactly. So everything happens for a reason, like you said. And I couldn't have asked for a better family. And Carla's au pair has been amazing, and a lot of support and everything. And I also would definitely recommend Carla's au pair to any girl that wants to do au pair work in America or any other country for that matter.
I'd like to think that we didn't find Carla's au pairs. She kind of found us. Like, I remember searching through my own stuff.
Exactly.
And just popped up, and I was like, this is my agency. This is where I need to be. So Carla's au pairs found you when you were ready.
Yes.
So Menandi, I want to ask you a question. How did you cope with a homesickness and culture shock through a world pandemic? Like, how did you deal with it?
Yeah, it was kind of difficult. It was kind of like sad not doing it. But for me personally, it was like the family helped me through it. Like, they made it fun for me. Yeah, for me it was really, it wasn't that bad. I know it can get maybe bad for some girls, like just being in the house like a long time. I like actually the first few, like in lockdown time when it was still like pretty bad here, and like still everything was closed. I actually spent a lot of time with the family
Yeah.
because I didn't want to be like alone,
Yeah.
you know, like just here
Yeah.
bored and everything out of my mind. Like, so I
Yeah.
spent actually so much time with the family, like even though I didn't work or anything like that, I just wanted to spend time with them because I'm like, there's nobody else to spend time with. So let me spend time with them, bond with them. And then,
Yeah.
and that's what I did. I spent time with them like
Embrace
almost
it.
every
Yeah,
second.
because you
And
have to
we like
extended
really
family.
bonded.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was a great experience. And I know I didn't have to do it, but it made me feel better and it made me feel more at home here. And it did help me get through the whole lockdown situation where you couldn't get out and go do something or see something. And
It
but
doesn't sound like you have a lot of homesickness. Like for me, it sounds like
no.
embracing this. You've embraced it. You're like, nah, I'm good. What
Yeah.
homesickness? This is my home.
Yeah, exactly. This is like really like for me, I really don't feel homesick at all. Of course, I miss my family.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
I mean, and of course, I miss food a lot, like South African food.
Right. Everybody misses
Yeah,
a good old braai.
it's
A
not the
barbecue is
same.
not
Like,
the same.
I think personally, I will never get used to the food here. Like, just our food is too good. Like,
Yeah. It's South African food. But I think that's who you are. It's in your blood. But I think
yeah,
that's the thing, when you go that side, you keep that part of you because you're a South African and it will always stay inside of you. But you have to embrace the
mm-hmm.
new person, and then you just meet this new person. And
Yep,
on that note, I actually want to ask you, the Menandi that left 7 months ago,
yeah,
person that you are now, how
yeah.
much have you grown? Have you evolved? Is
Well,
it the same person? Like, how has this whole process and journey changed your life so far?
I have definitely grown since I've come here because like this situation also like forces you to get out of your comfort zone. I mean, just to meet new people, and you have to get out of there. You have to get out of your comfort zone. I mean, you have to go and make effort to make friends. You have to get out of your comfort zone and like go and try to make friends, because trust me, it's going to be like, it's way better to have a friend doing it, do something fun with a friend,
Yeah.
like instead of doing it alone. That's like way better. So it definitely like this kind of situation and stuff definitely pushes you out of your comfort zone, and to like live with people you've never met before. Like yeah, like living in their house, like
Thanks.
you gotta like try to be like part of their family, just jumping in under them, just being part of their family. Like that is also a very big thing. To it pushes you out of your comfort zone if you were a very shy person.
Yes.
A few years back I was like an extremely shy person. Like all of this experience like keeps pushing me out of my comfort zone, and I'm like, now I'm not like so afraid anymore, because as soon as you just push yourself out of that comfort zone, you're like, oh, that's really not this bad, you know, it's actually fun. And
it wasn't that bad to start with.
Yeah. And just learning about how these people think and how they do things is like, it's definitely giving you a little bit more experience on how to do things. Your mindset goes a little bit wider than it was before. Just a normal day out in the city, I mean, it's so different. You have to push yourself out of the comfort zone. If you maybe, for instance, get lost, you have to ask questions. Like one time me and my friend accidentally went on a bus and we didn't ask like the right questions, and then the bus took us like all the way out of the city, and we were like, oh boy, how are we gonna get back to the city? And then we just laughed because I mean,
that's the thing. I love hearing these stories because it's the get lost moments, getting lost. I think it's very nerve-wracking in that moment. You're like, I'm gonna die. But I think when you look back now, you're laughing about it, because if you think back, like,
all you can do.
Did I do this? Why did I do this? Why at all was this a thing? But it's so funny when you look back at it. You're like, I got lost in a city. I thought I was gonna die. I got on the wrong bus, the wrong train, even maybe the wrong flight. But it's those stories that you come with, and you're like, it made me, so now before I went, and I wouldn't have gotten on any public transport or talked to somebody I didn't know. And then when I came back, I'm like, where am I going? This is where I need to be. And I'm just getting on stuff and getting off because I'm not scared anymore. I think that's one of the most
that is
best
absolutely.
things you can learn outside is just to get out of that comfort zone.
Yeah.
Menandi, the last question I want to ask you, what would you tell a girl that is thinking of becoming an au pair, but she's so scared and she's like, maybe this is not for me, or maybe she's thinking this is for me, not for me, but she doesn't know what to do, or what would your advice be to her to take this step in the right direction?
Yeah. So my advice would be like, first of all, you really have to love children. If you love children, you can definitely do this job. I know a lot of things that girls get scared of, like, is it safe? There's been a few girls even texting me, like, trying to find out, is this like a real deal thing? And like, really, like, there's people that's thinking it can be a spam and stuff like that. And it is a little bit scary to think of it, but you just need to go do your research and make sure, like, you can ask questions, you are allowed to ask questions, and then if you really want to see, like, also the world, travel, see new places, and then you just have to try to push out of your comfort zone, and like, you find a friend or something just to help you through this whole thing. You know, you don't have to do it alone. You can find someone to help you through everything, to make sure, you know, involve your parents a lot so that they also can hear everything and make sure it's safe for you, and nothing will badly happen and stuff like that. So I think a support system is very, very helpful here and going through the whole process. So definitely find a support system for you. You don't have to be scared to come here. Like, I know it is nerve-wracking, but it's like actually more like excitement than everything else. And
it's
just
so exciting.
Like, just try to go with your excitement instead of like your fear. Like, just try to push your fear away and, you know, go with your excitement. Like, no, this is going to be great. Try to think positive the whole way. And then I think you will be fine if you go through this whole process. And it's really, really fun. Like, the girls, they don't have to be afraid or anything or to hesitate. It's really a fun experience. And if you come here just to try to make money, trust me, that is not, don't do that, because it's never going to work.
No, don't.
Just if you want to come here, it's because if you want a culture exchange experience, and if you want to see America, I mean, that's the whole reason. So just don't come here because you think you're going to get a lot of money.
That is really nice. Good advice, and I really do appreciate it. I love seeing you being over there and seeing your photos and you exploring America and turning into the person you are now. So I really want to just thank you for giving us your time and your advice to us, and I really, really do appreciate it. And we can't wait to see what else you do while you're in America.
Great. Thank you so much.
Have a lovely day.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Menandi. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.